Kaduna State chapter and the the executive of the state. But that came up, and we saw how some families were dislodged, so to say, and pains were also as part of it. But the governor knows what he wants, and he's saying that I can work with this number of workforce, I can manage this, and salaries have to be paid. All that has to benefits to workers all have to be taken into consideration. Coming at this time, for you, did it come as a shock again, or that again, that's how it goes?
Well, thank you, Mr. Alavi. The truth of it is that if you look at the antecedents of this government, there is nothing that will happen that will come as a shock, because they are known to inflict hardship on the citizen.
No, that again may be of concern to me. Just a government that is there to protect the people, to work for the people, and to have. And the governor has made it very clear that I'm a governor of the people. The people is my concern, my priority in matters of governance.
Well, in matters of governance, I think the governance is to take care of the welfare, security of life and property of the citizens. And if that government feels he is doing the right thing, sacking workers for a mass is not a governance that is having the security of life and property of his people at his hand. He is the chief security officer in this state. And if you look at the issue of the banditry, the issue of the kidnap and the rest of them, then you are now sacking people. The people that we are sacking in 2016, none of them has been given one kobo. It was just last month, one of the PFF paid 300 out of those workers. They have not been given anything. Since 2016, these families are wallowing in hunger, in abject poverty. Today, the governor came out to sack a whole lot of workers. In a local government, you have 100, 125, like in Zaria local government, co-workers of Noge, 125 of them. Jamaa local government, we have 82, and the rest of them. Coming to primary healthcare agency, we had about 1,240 that were sacked by this government. Where are they going? We are sending them back to the society. These people have children, and some of them are young. If God is not on their side and they don't believe in God, they will feel that, look, let's join the banditry. There will be an informant to the banditry. And at the end of the day, we are increasing the insecurity in Kaduna. People don't sleep with their eyes closed in Kaduna today. Then we send these workers back to the society to do what? Somebody has worked all his life. He has spent all his good years, all his good time serving the government. We are not saying governor doesn't have right to sack. He has right to sack. If he has right to sack, the right of the worker that he sacked was, if you are giving them letter of disengagement, because this time around they are not the one that want to disengage. You are the one that say you don't need their services. You give them their letter and you give them the check in the other hand, so that they will go and manage their life. If you read what one of them in Jamaa said, he said he's not bothered, but they should pay him his money, so that he will now know what he will do with his life. He will not carry the pieces of his life, put them together and manage. But where they are sacked, they just collected, some of them have not even gotten much salary. And this much salary is supposed to be their last salary. In the civil service, when we entered the work, it's a contract between the government and that individual. The contract says, even in the employment letter, that if I, Christiana, want to leave the service, I will give my employer notice. And if my employer wants to disengage me, they are supposed to give me notice, or they pay me in lieu of notice. So since now they are saying that they have paid them much salary is not in lieu, because they are just giving them the letter. So they are supposed to pay them March and April, then give them their check. If I am leaving, I will give them notice to notify them that I am going, so that they will now prepare somebody to take over my position. Then if they are sacking me, they should give me notice, so that I will now prepare my life, prepare myself to know that I am going. But now, the psychological trauma that these people are going through, it's only God that will help them.
Comrade Ephraim, you are the vice chairman of the Congress too, and I know that along the line that Comrade Christiana John Bauer is positioning this talk, you also have your grouse. One of the things I would like to ask here is about with dialogue. Dialogue does, a lot of it settles matters, and then unsettled, waters are taken care of. But for you, has there been, a line of communication with government so that yes, the Labour Congress representing the workforce should have prior knowledge or to advise on how this matter should have been resolved?
Okay, thank you very much, Mr. Alabi. You have been in Kaduna for a long time, and you have seen.
I was born here.
Yeah, you are born here, and you have seen successive government. Government come, government go. But I can tell you that there's no government that has behaved the way this government has behaved.
That's a matter of opinion here too.
Yes, that's opinion, and that's the truth. We are sincere to ourselves. We should not shy away from certain things because, number one, when the government is saying something and is doing different things, say you are for the people, you are for the welfare of the people. On the other hand, the reality on ground is that you are doing nothing or even against them. Then I'll begin to wonder what kind of person is talking. And when he talks the next time, you take him for a joker. Now, when the issues that come up, and you know that labor in Kaduna has been bastardized by this government, but in quote, because I know there's nothing he can do to labor. He will try his best, but there's nothing he can do. He has not paid any attention to labor. He has assumed the position of a position that he can do anything he likes and nothing happens.
These are strong words.
No, but that's the truth. That's the truth. Since he came on board, he has never met with labor. And I know that successive governments have had time to meet with labor, dialogue with labor and talk to them. If he had wanted to do this kind of thing, what stops him from calling labor, come, this is what we intend to do. Let labor be aware. And when you do it, not minding and thinking that you are all and all, not minding the position of others, you're undermining them. And that does not speak well for a government. You see, it's painful when you see what people are passing through in Kaduna. It's very painful. And by extension, the whole nation. And you can hardly count. People are, somebody, the government does not listen to anybody. When they are crying, it doesn't listen to them. And when they are, there's no moment that people are ever happy in Kaduna.
No, again, I'll take exception to that because again, I've said it that it's a matter of opinion, and I know you hold a position, and from the representative of the workforce, you are concerned, you are bitter. One would know that. But let's look at another angle here, that the governor would just not come out and say, this is what I'm doing. Of course, there must be reasons there must have been put together to come to this conclusion. I'm looking at a situation where the minimum wage, let's talk about that. Some states today, Kano State as it is, with all its commercial activities, cannot, and I said it, that it cannot meet up with the minimum wage. There are other states too that have just not talked about it. But Kaduna State enjoys a position where the minimum wage is being paid, and that's going on. And so, we are in a new era. Technology and advancement in science has done a lot of things, taking care of some of the things that hand labor would do. Would you not consider that too as thinking of government that we must have a manageable workforce, and this is what this is all about?
You see, I think we must get it very right here. When we talk about the minimum wage, most of these things that you hear, they are fallacy, they are propaganda. If you look very well, go and you are a journalist. Go and check the civil service pay slips. Go and check their payrolls. How much are they being paid? When people come out and make statements, and that's why I said,
are you saying that
they are not keeping to any minimum wage of 30,000 naira? They are not. I can bet you. We have them. If we had known we are going to bring up this, we'll bring up pay slips and show you that these are the payments they are making to workers in the state. So some of those things, they are just propaganda to say, hey, I was the first person to implement a minimum wage, I'm paying minimum wage, and this and that. But the reality is that what they say is different from what they are doing. What they say is different from what they are doing. And because they have the media, they have everything, if not because of private media and the rest of them, that we are even sometimes cautioned not to open up some canker worms. And you discover that if we start talking, and people now hear the reality, the truth of what is on ground, they'll now know that these people, they are deceiving people. Government is a government of deception.
No, that will be very strong too.
Yes,
on strong language.
Honestly,
too,
I think I don't regret what I'm saying, because I am saying, you know what, if listen, Alabi, if
yes.
somebody steals and you call him a thief, have you done anything wrong? Somebody picks something that is not his own, and you said he has stolen, he's a thief. I say, don't call him a thief. Oh, it's a strong language. Does that make sense?
It doesn't.
A thief's a thief. So let's call a spade let's call a spade a spade.
We have to have a balanced thing here, and I am standing as...
No month pass. If I call people that are in the payroll of government, if you take their pay slip, January's salary is different from February, from March. Every month, monies are being cut from worker salaries. This March salary that was paid, we have our members, nurses, that their money were cut from 60,000, from 17,000, from even a small staff was telling me that 3,000 was cut from his salary. That 3,000 will go a long way to helping that person. Nobody pleaded with the governor. He gave us minimum wage because he felt he can pay. He saw the workforce and he gave that minimum wage. Why will he give that minimum wage and decide to sack workers? If he cannot pay salary, like you are asking, line of communication. You see, there is things that people don't know. When they are in government, their eyes tend to be closed. But we are not close with what El-Rufai is doing. Because when he was Minister of FCT, he sacked workers. When he came to Kaduna, he has been sacking workers. So we are not, that's why I told you, we are not surprised with what has happened. We know him for that. But if you look at what is going on, we are not saying you should not sack. If you must sack, they have their criteria for sacking. Then why not tell these people People from this sensitized people, let people know. See, there are people today in government, working with this government. Honestly speaking, if today they will go and sample their opinion and give them their check, they are ready to leave the service. They don't want to work. They are working because if they leave today, they don't know when they will get their benefit. That is why they are still in service. Even some people serving in this government, they are not happy. They will not say it. Behind the door, they say it. They are not happy with what is happening. But we that will come out to say, they are looking at us as miscreant. Since he came on board, even if the person is a noser, if you draw him closer to you, from that his behavior, you learn something from there. There is nobody that knows it all. But one problem we are having in this country, we have one person that is intelligent. Any other person is not.
Like matter of opinion here too. But Comrade Christian, again, I want you to look at this. Has affected all local governments in the state. And again, one complaint here would also be, another complaint that is coming out from there. But pension was also put as part of, criteria that was looked into, giving sack letters. And age limit, again, that some people were given the letter, even when we know that 60 years should have been what, service required. And 35 years of working, 60 years of age. That was not considered in this?
Well, the years of service and age, everybody in this country knows that once you have worked for 35 years in service or you have attained 60 years of age, you are supposed to exit. When you are in serving 34, like me, I have 6 years to leave service. Every day I wake up in the morning, I remind myself that I have so number of days. I've calculated the 6 years into days. Every day I remind myself that I have so days. If God did not call me, this is the number of days I have to serve with my employers. Then I keep I preparing myself, preparing my mind, preparing my family. Then look, in the next so year, I am leaving the service. I have already conditioned my mind. I have prepared my mind. In this case, a lot of them did not prepare their mind. Even if you are 60, then why are they sacking you? They should allow you to finish. If somebody that will be 60 this year, we have a chairman of our union that retired November last year. He put his resignation letter. Do you know that this sack letter is among them? Somebody who have written to retire. And he has stopped work. And to this letter from Kaduna North, his name is there. What are you saying?
Comrade Ephraim James, please, and again for the benefit of the listener, the sack letter and to voluntarily retire or to be pushed out. Can we make comparisons of the implications of being sacked and just voluntarily retiring out of service?
Now let's understand another thing. You see, if I have 2 years to go, and maybe you retire me, now we needed to have sat down and talk. Now these 2 years, I want you to go, but this is what I'm going to do, because you are supposed to have completed your 60 years or 35 years, but because I want to disengage you, let's stop. This in an ideal situation, this is supposed to be, because when you take somebody unaware, you are almost killing that person. Now, the tune of the letters, we have asked our members to collate the letters. That let's see even the tune of the letters. Some are saying termination, some are saying retirement, some are different languages, different wordings of the letters, and we kept wondering why all this kind of thing. If they were a responsive government, they're supposed to have called labor and said, come, this is it, what do we do? In fact, in the private sector where I belong, you can't just wake up and say, there are procedures. Just like you engage somebody, there are procedures to engage somebody. There are also procedures to disengage him. If somebody has done something wrong, you give him a paper, let him explain. If you can't explain well, you are not satisfied, you set up a committee if you so much wish, and you are not satisfied, and you still want to fire him. There are things that are guided, we are guided by the Constitution and by the law. But this government doesn't follow anything. I think they are acting arbitrary. They don't follow any law.
Again, I will draw my exception from that, because again, the opposition here, as that of labor, representative of the labor of the workforce, puts you in a very tight corner, and that's why with the expressions you make, I'm sure that you are saying it because you were not consulted, or but government knows what it has done and why it did what it did.
Don't we have the right to also know? Don't labor also have a right? We are representing the people. And the people are looking up onto us. We are supposed to explain this
also in your house. In this office, you have a cleaner.
Yes.
The cleaner is as important as the chief executive. Because if the cleaner did not clean this place, the place will be filthy. And people coming here will not be able to sit. As I'm telling you, the disengagement from the primary healthcare agency, all the cleaners, that is engaged. As it is, no clinic has a cleaner. Going back to Supe, we have nannies, because they have this where they take care of the kindergarten. The nannies has their responsibilities. They clean the place and do all that thing. The matrons, we are sacked. Who does their work? And to my greatest surprise, to my amazement, a commissioner who rose from the rank of a junior worker to get to where he is today will call the people that they disengage illiterate. Illiteracy is in two categories. There are illiterate that didn't go to school. We have educated illiterate. And for an educated illiterate to call an illiterate, then he's the worst educated illiterate. Because somebody who went to school and the school did not pass through him. He didn't pass through school. It's the school that passed through him. He's an educated illiterate. So that word, illiterate, that those people they were illiterate, honestly shouldn't have come from the mouth of the person that said what he said, because we knew how he grew up in the rank of the civil service. That word he need to retract it and withdraw it. Because if he doesn't know, he is doing the work of his masters today. The master has finished his own. He is a second tenure as a governor. He doesn't know that one day when he finishes the commissioner, he will go and look for a job. He will want to come and become something in the state. And we will remind him. Illiterate cannot ever vote him, because we are illiterate. So one thing we are saying, there are rules of every engagement. Rule to hire and rule to fire. So those rules, we are we are against. Today, Kaduna State, we are looking at what is happening. Our governor is the father of everybody in this state. And a father should not select some children and hate others. The bad child is still your child. The good one is your child. Assuming all of us in Labour we are radicals, because that's the way they look at us. Let him engage us. We have intellectuals. We have people that have brain. Nobody among us that is an illiterate. So if he engages us, yes, this is my position. I have served in this state for long. It may interest you to know that I work with Kaduna State government before I retire. I voluntarily resign my appointment to be full-time unionist. When I was going, I wrote. They approved. They even wanted me to say, I can't stay. I thank God I left. I'm not in the payroll of this government. But one thing I want this government to understand is that he should be answering this question. Where does he want those people he is sacking to go? Where does he
why must he take on that burden of having a large number?
Excuse me, sir. It is the duty of the chief executive to provide employment for his citizens. It is not the duty of the populace to create employment. It's the government that is supposed to create employment for the citizen. And now the government that is sacking people. Even the teachers that he did aptitude test the other time and said they are not qualified, he employed new ones. I learned that some of the new ones they were part of this disengagement. So who is who? Last year, 800 attendants were employed in the state. Now you have come to disengage the ones in the local government that they don't have certificate. Who says that an attendant in the clinic must have a certificate? For me to start to know how to clean my house when I was a child, I didn't go to school to learn how to clean a house. And because our certificate is nothing today, they are saying that they want to take cleaners with a diploma. Then we are making nonsense of our certificate in this country. That if I will go to school just to go and read, I will spend money for my child to go and read and come out with diploma to go and be sweeping. Then honestly speaking, I will not send that child to school.
The program is Perspectives and it's coming to you on Invicta 98.9. And we're having representatives of Kaduna State Nigerian Labour Congress chapter here with us in the studios. Comrade Ephraim James, Vice Chairman of the Congress, and Comrade Christiana John Bauer as the Secretary of the Union. And we're talking about the recent developments in the state that had, that affected the workforce. We'll have to go for a break, but just before we do that, Comrade Ephraim James, the alternative here for you may just be calling on workers to go on strike. Is that what the last option, so to say, that you have?
Yes, I think that is the last option. However, we are exploring some other ways in dealing and handling this situation. We just discovered that in Nigeria that there is nothing. Government don't know any word, or they don't know anything, if not strike. And that's what. Anytime they are behaving this way, they are just inviting that they know the worst they can do is to go on strike. And
would it be the last option? Would that just be the last one for you? And what would it do? I mean, because again, mindful that not everyone would. It's a matter of choice for us now. If you have to ask me to come on strike, do I want to, or you're forcing me to?
You see, some few years ago, labor has changed. It's not like the labor of those years. I think government, they also helped by dividing labor in 2014, and they weakened labor by that division. But thank God, labor has come back together. Both the United Labour Congress and the Nigerian Labour Congress, and we are all together now. And it now means, because I know, if they are thinking that a teacher can go on strike, it doesn't matter, there are private schools. If a nurse can go on strike, and there are other private hospitals. But if we now say we want to really show force, then we come out by force and enforce a strike, I can tell you that I give this government 2 days. They will blink first.
Again, what about the people? I mean, I just said that. Why would the people be intimidated?
Things must get spoiled before they get corrected. Yes. You must fight before you come to agreement. There must be a fight before you come back and agree. And that has always been the case. So if they feel that they can do anything, we also have our weapons. We are still consulting. We are not taking any decision yet, but we are still consulting with the national body. We are strategizing. And I want to also to tell you that we are calling a prayer meeting. Maybe from Monday we'll start prayer meeting, all the civil servants in the state. We are calling for prayer meeting. We are going to start with God. God intervene. God intervene. And we're also doing some other things, as putting people, aware, making them getting aware of what is happening in the state, because now a lot of people are not aware. So coming to this program today, has at least people who are listening to us, they have now known what is happening, and I believe that they will join us when we want to pray. And if God is in heaven, hears prayer, He will hear prayers. A lot of them we have prayed. We prayed even though we don't call names. If we say the radio people in Evicta, God handle them the way you want to handle them, and God decided to strike, it's not our fault now.
Comrade Ephraim. The program is Perspectives this morning, and it is on recent happenings in the state that had to do with the workforce. And sharing thoughts with us this morning, Comrade Christiana John Bauer, Secretary of the Congress in the state, and Comrade Ephraim James, Vice Chairman of the Congress, all with us in the studios. We'll come back after this commercial break. Welcome back. Is the program Perspectives this morning on Invicta 98.9, and looking at the recent development on the workforce in Kaduna State. We're having labor leaders come to talk about it, and we're saying way out of this. The governor, we all know, has said that his focus is on people, and for some concerns, that are coming from different quarters, it's what these those that have been retrenched, surviving, and knowing, of course, the economic situation that we have in the country, and of course security challenges too. That would this again not touch on what we intend or what we want to do to get Kaduna State secured, and of course all the parts of the country. Comrade Christiana John Bauer, one angle that you did mention about it is the area of pension. Concerned about pension as it is in the state, people not having their pensions, and then you come again and you do this retrenchment, so to say, and add more to the situation on ground. Now, for you, that the worker should be sacked, can be sacked, and of course his entitlements given to him. What has been the arrangement, in Kaduna State government?
Well, this government, every day they are doing, since the government came in 2015, it has been one reform to another. And the people who are the receiving end of this reform of this government are the masses. Even the people that are sacked, if they want to engage into petty business, we don't have neighborhood market in Kaduna again. All the neighborhood market has been demolished. Garage, demolished.
For very good reasons. For very, good reasons.
Mr. Alabi, if you want to, you see, let me be very honest with you. If you finish developing the state and all the citizens are dead, who are you developing the state for?
They can't die.
They can't die.
Yes.
But then they can't use the road. They can't use the market. See, the market they are building. These present shops they are demolished. People bought the shop and built it. The ones they are demolishing and they are building, people who own shops in that market does not have money to buy a shop, because there are places they say even the foam is 600,000. Can a poor person go and buy it? And these people, that is where their livelihood is. Today you have sacked. If you sack me, like me, I'm telling you, if he can't sack me, but supposing I'm his government, he sack me, honestly I will go and fry akara. There is money in Akara.
No, madam, when we started this program, I told you that I was born in this town, in Kaduna.
What I'm telling,
and before independence too. Matter of fact, so I know Kaduna like the back of my hand.
Of course.
And never in the many ideas, years that I've been in Kaduna, seen this kind of. That's not our topic today. But to say that these reforms are not, benefiting the people or, taking the state to.
Whatever reform that does not have human face is not a reform. Reform should have human faces. What is that?
You are saying that this sack does not have a human face?
It doesn't have human faces. Where are you sacking the people to? Today, if the governor will give them their checks of their gratuity, and those of them that are pensionable, put them on pension, honestly, we won't even talk to him. We will allow him to do what he wants to do.
That's your grouse with the government.
Secondly, when Hamid Ali, a military administrator, sacked people, 1998, I am telling you, before their gratuity came to their hands, they were placed on pension. The following month, they started getting their pension. So that cushioned the effect of not getting the salary. But on this one, the 2016 people have not gotten 1 naira. And you are bringing another people to add to them. What are we saying? Where do we want them to go? This is our own state. We don't have another state. Yes, he's beautifying the state. But can you live in a beautiful house, hunger, with empty stomach? You must eat food for you to know that that house is beautiful. If you are hungry, even if the house is beautiful, you will not understand that it's beautiful. You will look at the house as if it's not beautiful. So people must eat food before they appreciate what you are doing. So people that are sacked today, and the ones that have been sacked, let us ask ourselves, how have they been faring? A lot of them, their children are not going to school. A lot of them cannot pay, those who are in a rented apartment cannot pay their rent. A lot of them, life has been so miserable, so difficult, that honestly speaking, some of them wished they would have been dead. People are seeing suicide. What this government have done is just pushing people to go and commit suicide. Because if you have children in the morning, and some of us women,
that would be a cowardly way out.
It is not. Let me tell you, it is not, sir. There is something in we used to say, paint threshold. The way you react to malaria, to headache, will be different from the way I react to it. Will be different from the way Ephraim react. So the way people react to situations is different, and that is why you see some people commit suicide. Some don't commit suicide, but you will see them having BP, and they will have stroke. That is their own reaction. Some people like me, I will go on my own and hand over everything to God. But as it is today, we have resolved that we will put this situation into prayer. No human being on this planet that is better than God.
Well, Comrade Ephraim, just before I go on, taking calls, you want to add your voice to what?
Yes, you see, our problem majorly is that when we say that they are developing a place or their infrastructure, I feel that all that is happening in this government is happening for the elites. It's the elites they are interested about.
Matter of opinion here too.
Whether you are building a shopping mall, you will never see a poor man there. Whether you are tying road, the poor man doesn't have a car to even drive there. Whether you are destroying markets to build one, no alternative.
And we are the one that vote.
Making life better.
Making life difficult.
Making life better
for the elite. Making life better for the elite, and worse for the masses.
Yes.
That is what is happening. So the best bet is that, you see, if I were a government, if you are doing something this side, then the other side, look at the other side. But when you assume that everybody will come to your shopping mall, everybody is going to drive on your tar road, it's wrong. And if you want to build markets, just like what she has said, you are going to pull down all these neighborhood markets, and there's no alternative. The people you sack them, some of them are doing petty business in those markets. You say they should go and die.
Are you saying we should continue that way?
Should we kill people?
We're getting it all
mixed up. You want to?
No, you want to get
you want to be in the shoes.
If you are demolishing the market, you should give alternative.
You want to be in the shoes of Adam Osomole?
It's alternative.
Who said that woman to go and die? The woman say, I'm doing my market.
Let me ask you, this has happened. The sack letters have been given out. Is there a way out?
The way out is that they should withdraw those letters. That's just the way out first.
Coming from the Labour Congress?
Yes. They should withdraw all those letters. They must reverse what they are doing now and let's sit down. That's the best way out.
The numbers to call to be part of this program: 081 40989, 081 40989, or 070 87 800 989, 070 87 800 989. Hello, good morning.
Good morning, Mr. Tony Alabi.
Good morning.
Thank you very much. My name is Musa Bala.
All right, Musa Bala.
Good morning to Victor family. Good morning to Labour representative of Kaduna State.
Good morning.
They have spoken. It's sad to sack people, but it's something that's inevitable whenever you want to make some reforms. Having known the fact that this is not the first time, and I don't think it will be the last time, but it's not the best option, but it's something that we have to face, except if we don't want to move forward. And it is absolutely unfortunate for a Labour leader to now say that Kaduna State government is just a propaganda, they are not paying minimum salary. I don't think that is good. Whatever that happens to Labour, I think they should appreciate the fact that Kaduna State government is the first state in the federation to implement that minimum wage salary. I'm not saying that you should not complain, but don't misinform the public or don't prove that you don't know. Although one of the Labour person there contradicts the other person and say that it is the governor that decided to implement the minimum wage on his own. And on the reforms, please let us appreciate it.
Okay.
The presenter have already explained that he has never witnessed such a reform in Kaduna for the past 60 years. It's a fact, undeniable. Let's appreciate it. We may not use it very well, but definitely future generation will enjoy it.
All right, we appreciate you.
Thank you very much.
Yes, okay. I'd just like you to, react to that.
Like we said earlier on, minimum wage, yes, he was the first to implement. How did he implement it? There are consequential adjustments. The benchmark was this least civil servant should not take nothing less than 30,000. But then, graduating upward, there are some consequential adjustments that need to be done, which was not done. If they did it, we don't know. And like we are saying, many people, if they collect their salary today, something will be cut from their salary. That's what we are saying. I should be able to know that my salary is 15 naira. That this month I'm expecting 15 naira. Not that they will pay me 15 naira in January when I want to collect 15 naira in February. I will now go and get 4 naira. That is what we are saying. And secondly, if you are the first to implement, must you put hardship on your people? You implement it and you sack them. Leave us with the former salary and leave the workers there. Let them remain. We want the old salary and let all the workers here sack. Let them remain.
Again, let me also chip in that, just as my colleague said, we are not against sack. We are not against retiring people. We are not against
to the rules of the game. If you are hacking me, I've said it here, if you are sacking me, because leaving this counterpart funding of the pension fund, PENCOM, or RSA, paying to people RSA, let them tell us, are they paying of the contribution? Because contributory pension,
yes,
they are only remitting that of the employee, but they are not remitting their own part. So what justification do you have to hold, and I call it criminal, for you to have deducted my money,
yes,
to deduct my money, and you didn't remit. You're supposed to remit it because there are accruing interest in it, and people. And let me tell you, Mr. Alabi, we are not against people being sacked or being rationalized or being restructured or whatever they call it. But let's do it in accordance with the law. If you are sacking somebody, you need to tell him why you are sacking him. One, then you need to give him his benefits. That's what we are saying. That people, teachers, you remember 22,000 teachers were sacked some time ago. How many of them have been paid?
Up to now.
How many of them have been paid? A single cup, a dime. And the people are there, they are languishing, they are suffering, and then somebody is saying that we should clap for the government.
And to add to what he has said, You see, they have the list of people they want to disengage. Why not you have this list, get to their PFF, compute these people's money. Whatever is the government counterpart funding that they have not paid, government should have pushed it. So that as they are sacking these people will be giving their money. Honestly, if these people are giving their money, none of them will want to say anything. But why people are being feeling pain and they are crying with even blood, not even tears, was because the ones to 2016, they are still there without a dime. Then this one added to them. What we are saying, they have the list. Let them compile the list, get their money, and pay them their money.
Sir, with your calls. Hello, good morning.
Okay, good morning, sir.
Good morning.
Engineer, good morning for the line.
Ogunwole.
Yes. I just want to advise the government of Kano State. Look at what you are facing about the insecurity. All the people they are sacking out. What do you expect them to do, my brother? Insecurity increase. They should do the ministry, please. Brother.
Thank you. All right, still with your calls. Hello, good morning. Good morning. Hello? Hello, good morning. Good morning.
Good morning, sir.
Yes.
Yeah, I guess I'm speaking one.
Your name and where you're calling
My name is Makama.
Makama, all right.
Yes. You see, the government of APC, I don't know whether they will still like to come back into government. The masses, anybody that will think that is going to vote for APC in Nigeria.
Makama, let's talk on the issue here. Let's talk about
the same government I'm trying to say. The things they do, they are not honest. The Musa Bala that always back them. I don't know what he benefits.
Let's begin. We're not profiling anyone here now.
It has never. You see, the things this government do, just like I guess I've said, they do things the way they like. They don't console even the labor. And Nigeria have been taking it upon themselves to go along with this government, but they don't understand. Until when Nigeria catch fire before APC government
again use of language here. Makama, thank you. All right, can squeeze in one or two calls before we bring it to a close. Hello, good morning. Hello, good morning. Good morning.
Hello, good morning, Toyin.
Thank you.
Yes, this is Ahmed.
All right.
This is Ahmed.
Yes, go ahead.
Yes. You see, I don't know where we are going. Thanks to your guests for all they've said. You see, that is why some of us, I'm 76 now, I refuse to work.
76?
I refuse to work because...
At 76?
Hello?
Did I get you right? I'm at 76, right?
Yes.
Okay.
I refuse to get a job. It's not that I didn't school, but the security is not there. And to your guests, let me tell them, if we have labor, then they should wake up. This is never the labor we knew. Today's labor are politicians. Today's labor, they are, my opinion now, they are only looking for opportunities. But if we have labor, no governor will just wake up and then disengage people the way we are seeing now. And so, some of us, we are very comfortable. I am okay with my business. I have business that I'm doing. My children, my grandchildren are still enjoying them. I tell you, I have 6 children. They have school. All of them are school to master's level, but they are not working in any government parastatal. So,
Okay.
whatever this government felt, I mean, go on to do, it will never help us move from where we are. It will inflict more poverty. In fact, I can tell you, it will bring death to so many families.
Again, Ahmed, okay, just thank you. We'll get to that. But again, Ahmed, that's an indictment on labor, that the labor we have today is not the labor of old that we used to have. That is, labor has been politicized, or, you people may also be working for, yourselves.
Yeah, you see, I don't blame him for that statement. If you are expecting something, until you achieve result, people don't value what you are doing. Over 25,000 were sacked in 2016. We've not been able to get them their benefits. We've not been able to get them back to their job. And not that we are not doing anything, but because our efforts have not yielded results, people will feel we are not doing anything. So I wouldn't blame him for his personal opinion. But like I said, I have been in labor for long, and I know that we are not radicals. Gone are those days that will bank table. But we have a government who has instilled fear on the civil servants. If you are a general and you are going to war, you check your back and see the people you are leading. Are they behind you? If the people you are leading are not behind you, then you have a problem, because you will go and do that fight alone. But we are praying and hoping that with the strategy we are putting in place this time around, we'll get to it.
Okay, Comrade Ephraim.
Sometimes when they see labor as, there was a time we were mobilizing for an action. It was supposed to be a national action. We were mobilizing for it, and calls came in there, here and there, And just as you rightly, said, that sometimes we also look at the consequence of any action we want to take, because we have the people at mind, and it is not only good that we take an action at the end of the day, that the people that we are supposed, because they will be the people again saying that we put them in this suffering. So we also weigh. And when we weigh, they may not understand what we are thinking. That's why she is saying that sometimes they have the right to think the way they are thinking, because we will not tell them why we take some decisions and why we don't take some. But the truth of the matter is that if there was no labor, we wouldn't have been. In fact, I think that even this fuel issue that they are talking about, we will have been buying fuel maybe 300 naira per liter now. But what we are doing, they will not understand. They'll say, labor, they wanted to go on strike, they couldn't go again, But we are making impact. They may not understand. If labor is not there now today, what they will do, everybody will be devastated.
Well, okay, just to round it up, Comrade Christiana John Bauer. Well, I've asked you, but I still ask you that way out, or, just what to hold on to, because again, the strike action that may be the last option may not just be what we want in the state. So, how to, go about it.
The truth of it is that no labor leader, and I mean no labor leader, want to go on strike, want to call workers on strike. Because once you have called people on strike, you will not have rest. You will make sure you want to ensure that it is successful. So that means you have more work to do. Your family will not even get to see you. So I am appealing to the government. Whatever it is, they should bring these people back. That is my first appeal. The second one, if they cannot bring them back, let it be that they pay them in lieu of notice and they pay them their benefit, so that they will go and face their life. Not to keep them for years as they kept the ones they did in 2016. If they pay these people, believe me, there are people that if you give them their money today, even if you beg them to come back, they will not come back. When you are having a job, you feel without that job you cannot survive. But when you leave the job, during the Hamid Ali era, our members, some of them left, they went to learn how to sew this native cap, some this hand embroidery. To God, when they were calling them to come and apply, when the government of McCarthy came, wanted to reinstate some of them, they refused. Somebody said, how much are they paying me in a month? That I make that thing in a week. I will not return to work. So, you know, when you are there, you don't know what is outside. But when you face the world, you can make life for yourself. So if they cannot return them, let them give them their benefit. Let them not delay their benefit. But this April, they should pay them because they are supposed to have given them in lieu of notice. So since they have disengaged them now, they should pay them April salary. And now make sure that before the end of April, they have completed everything of theirs. Government should pay the PFF their counterpart funding and let them pay them. We learned that there are some laws, the Kaduna State government law, I have not verified that says until you reach 50 years of age, even if you retire, you can't get your benefit from. But the law is made by man. Man can still, since they want to sack people, they can still go and amend that place and pay the people their money. Let them go.
Okay. Last line, Comrade.
Okay, while we pledge to remain organized and peaceful, rationally in engaging the government and other stakeholders towards ensuring this resolution of the issues at stake, it is our prayers that the critical stakeholders and prominent citizens and other people of goodwill should come and speak out, and so that we can partner together with a view to save the state from needless skirmishes. That should be my call now. All the people, notable people, they should talk. They should come out and advise the governor on what he's doing, so that we don't need to go and start straining our muscles anywhere. And that is our call again, is for us to engage in prayer. We call our people to remain peaceful and resolute. And whatever decision we're going to take, we will carry them along.
And that will just be the size of it on the program Perspectives this morning. We're looking at the recent development in the state where some workers have been handed, the sack letter. And from the Labour Union, that's talking about the Nigerian Labour Congress, Kaduna State chapter, we've had Comrade Christiana John Bauer, Secretary of the Congress, and Comrade Ephraim James, Vice Chairman of the Congress, on the perspectives on the sack letter. Thank you for coming on.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
We urge you to pray for us so that we will succeed in this our struggle.
All right. And Kenchat, thank you for connecting us with the people, and Wisdom, thank you for putting us in the pictures. We'll come back with Perspectives on Monday. Have a wonderful weekend.